Hello, everybody. I'm back, and I'm a little excited. Kind of. I'm also slightly concerned with how this is gonna work. But anyway, so if you haven't heard, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green came out on the Switch. So I decided that I was gonna make a new layout because the one that I've had isn't really a layout. It's just a picture. So having an actual layout will probably be good. Anyway, not important. What is important is I gotta figure out how this is gonna work because I don't know how it's gonna work on the Switch. Anyway, um, why is that cut off now? Why it cut off like that? But unless it's just closed. Okay, well that was weird. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, I got sidetracked there for a second. Anyway, yeah. So, oh, I forgot to move the chat. Where the fuck is the chat? I don't know where the chat is. It might be in like the middle of a thing right now. Where is the chat? That's so much. There we go. Okay, it should be here somewhere. There it is. Oh. Well, there isn't really a great place for the chat that doesn't ruin the layout. Throw it there for now, I guess. I don't think. But anyway, sorry, I forgot to move the chat. Now we're good. Now we're set. I think minor technical difficulties. Anyway, so I have to figure out how starting this is gonna go. First of all, I'm gonna get an account that one of the games started, and then I'll do the other one. I think you might be able to play this one-handed, but oh, I forgot to read that. A new pass will open to you by helping people in need, overcoming challenges, and solving mysteries. At times, you will be challenged by others and attacked by wild creatures. Be brave and keep pushing on. Through your adventures, we hope that you will interact with all sorts of people and achieve personal growth. That is our biggest objective. Press the A button and let your adventure begin. I'm not going to read the full thing twice, but I'll read the first on price. Because I kind of goofed. Hello there! Glad to meet you, he said the thing. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. I love how they didn't change the fact that Pokemon's all capitalized except for the E. My name is Oak. People affectionately refer to me as the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited far and wide. Can't that be shiny? I don't remember, but I'm not gonna do that. Maybe one day, if that can be shiny, I'll do that in Nidoran, huh? Inhabited far and wide by creatures called Pokemon. For some people, Pokemon are pets. Others use them for battling. As for myself, I study Pokemon as a profession. I thought I was gonna say professor. Oops. But first, tell me a little about yourself. I can't remember the actual. I think it's. Is it red in this game? Tell me, I'm a boy or a girl? Well, I'm not gonna read through all this. What is my name? I'm just gonna do the same thing for both of them for now. Oh. What? What just happened? I'm so confused. I'm just gonna leave it all caps, whatever. I'm not too concerned. Okay, right. So your name is Ethan. No. How did that end up in N? H, I mean. Fuck. Okay, apparently the typing in this is shit. Got it. There we go. Now we're good. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you both were babies. What's his name now? Green. Gary. We're going with Gary. Or was it Gary? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I remember his name now is Gary. I don't know that you do. I think you remember his name. Ethan. Your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. I forgot about that line. I think it's in like every Pokemon game. I somehow forgot it. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go! That switch is falling asleep. Okay. First of all, go to... Oh, wrong Joy-Con. Options. Text speed, normal. Button mode. I don't know what that means. Gonna leave that for now. Okay. Right, I need the running shoes. So, actually, I think I can, for the most part, just do everything on... Do I need to talk to my mom? Or do I just go to the... I don't remember the story here, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to figure this out a little bit. Hi, Ethan, my brother is out at the lab. Okay, so I gotta go to the lab. But is it as simple as that? You literally just walk to the lab, and then once you're in the lab, you can... Oh, can I... Apparently it's more... Oh, wait, I wonder, can I... Oh, I can, okay. What? Only Ethan, Gramps isn't around. Okay. Did I miss a thing? Do I have to go to the tall... Wait, is that it? Do I have to go to the tall grass? Hey, wait, don't go out. Yeah, it is. Okay. Unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for your protection. I know. Here, come with me. Woo, we get a Pokemon now. Okay. So I think I just kind of... Oh, okay. Gramps, I'm fed up with waiting. Oh, Gary, let me think. Oh, that's right. I told you to come. Just wait. Bro is forgetful as fuck. Forgot his name and forgot that you're supposed to be here. Here, Ethan. There are 3 Pokemon here. Haha. The Pokemon are held inside these Pokeballs. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. But now, in my old age, I have only these 3 left. You can have one. Go on, choose. Alright. Hey, Gramps, no fair. What about me? Be patient, Gary. You can have one too. Yeah, you wait your turn. Okay, so first of all, we save. And then I'm gonna get the other one set up, and I figure out which ones are which, and we start hunting. I think, in theory, I should be able to do this twice. Alright, I don't need all this. Yep. I know how to play. I don't know how to... Oh, fuck, I just skipped through it. Well, that's fine. Alright, we're just gonna skip through it. I think I might honestly just be able to run out. Glad to meet you, yeah. Woo, Oak. Pokemon Professor, this world, Pokemon. Pets, and battling, and studying, and profession, and other stuff that I don't care about. Yeah, cool. Let me get to the shiny hunting. Let me get to the fun part, please. You know what I'm saying? My name. What is my name? I'm gonna do the same thing as the other one. Where's the right controller? There it is. Okay. That... Actually, you know what? For funsies, why not? We'll go with red and green. In the opposite save file, you know, because why not? Also, yes, it's all caps, but not important. This is my grandson. He's been your rival since you were both babies. Wait, does holding that make it faster? Okay, well, I'm gonna call him Blue, because technically he's blue. Not red. And definitely not green. So I guess green is closer than red would be. Okay. Canonically accurate team, I guess. Apparently. Red. Your very own Pokemon legend is about to unfold. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go. Oh, yeah, right. That's the same thing. I've read this already. Okay. Curious as to whether I actually have to go to the lab or whether I can just go try and run to the grass and trigger the cutscene. Speedrun glitch. Well, not glitch, but it is a glitch. I don't know. Speedrun strats. Does this get me to the point? It does, okay. technically, if I was doing a speed run and I was doing a skip list, that would make it not skipless anymore, but that's not important. So yeah, here we are. Now, if I'm not mistaken as well, I think there's a way you can reset the game by pressing all 4 buttons on the right Joy-Con, but I don't know for sure. Oh yeah, also I need to change the settings so that I don't have to worry about the slow text speeds. Okay, first of all, oops, right, I need both Joy-Cons still. Text fast, and I think that's all of it. Okay, oh, wait. Save here. Okay, now that I've saved, all I've got to do, I think this one says Bulbasaur, and then Squirtle, and then Charmander. Okay. I'm gonna go with Charmander on this one. Oh. Apparently there's a way to turn help on. I need to turn that off, I guess. Wait, hang on. Did I save? I think I saved, right? Okay, now we're saved there. So we'll claim Charmander. I need to get the little hand-held parts so that I can make these one so I don't keep confusing them. No nickname. Blue takes that one. But yeah, right, they're actually, like, insane. Okay, and then we go Pokemon, summary, and it's not. So I think if I... Okay, perfect. And then this one's gonna be Bulbasaur. Sure, why not? And that makes 2. Oops. I wonder if I can save it so that I can just have it hovering over Pokemon. Oh, I guess not. No shinies. Okay, first of all, before I start ripping encounters. So, 2 things. First of all, goals for the day. I think I want to get to 500 encounters if I can. It really depends on just how many encounters I can get per reset type of deal, I guess. That's gonna be a pain. Anyway, now it's literally just a matter of skip through all this shit, pick the Pokemon, spam through all that, and then I just have to scroll up twice once I'm in this to get to the summary screen. Oops. Right, I guess I want to spam. So I want to spam E until I've touched it, and then B after that, so that I don't accidentally try and name it every freaking time. Why is my chair stuck? Okay. Oh wait, no, it is. I don't. Wait, I don't even need the other Joy-Con then. If it's gonna go back to that every time. I don't think. I'm gonna leave those ones where they are for now, just in case. But I don't think that I need those. Could be wrong. I forgot to do an encounter because I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. So, spam through. And at some point I probably will get all 3, maybe all 4 starters. I saw there's a really fun but annoying Pokemon, or shiny hunt, I mean, for Pikachu in these games. But I don't know how good or bad it's gonna be. Okay, so these aren't perfectly timed right now either. I'll get that fixed in a second. Hang on, actually, I'll do it right now. As well. At least it'll be close. Alright. And B. Why isn't it? Okay, well, I guess it's just really slow. I won't lie, overall, not bad. Resets aren't, like, fast, but they're not super slow either. Gary takes his. We're getting there. We're getting somewhere. But you know, honestly, I'm kind of happy that they re-released these games because it's a bit different than the usual Pokemon games, and it's A192 also, which is kind of something I would like to get through a few more like A192 hunts, especially because I want to get to Safari Zone. I don't think I'll really be able to get there. Is there a way to turn nicknames off? I don't think so. If there was, that'd make it so much faster. But since there isn't, this'll do. Also, the numbers are slowly but surely gonna move around, which kind of annoys me, but... yeah, so... upside, though, to shiny hunting, you know, it's pretty chill, so... fuck's sake. Guess we're just getting the recap this time. I wish there was a way I could get it so that the counters stayed where they're supposed to and didn't move around. But... oh, that's why. That's not centered. Maybe that'll fix it? That one is centered, though. That's not my thing. Okay, well now they're both centered, so I wonder if that'll fix it. Okay, but good news. I, in fact, do not need to do the, one thing, words, not wording, what am I trying to say? Yeah, that. Whatever I was trying to say. Basically. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. I really wish I could get these a little more in tune. But it seems, I don't know if it's just Switch. Fuck. I wonder if it's just like Switch versus Switch OLED type of thing because of delay or something like that. I don't have the Switch versus Switch OLED delay. I know that for a fact. But aside from that, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna start streaming a little bit earlier than this, but I went out for dinner with my family and a friend, and we played some pool. So you know, I didn't do great. I'm not the best pool player. Though there was a little bit I wasn't doing too bad, which is kind of the usual. But aside from the usual, it just didn't really do. So you know. Also, I won't lie, I think I kind of forgot to do this for like the longest time, but I've got like a little 0 under each of the screens, which is a thing that I've seen before, and it's basically just a however many encounters it's been since the last shiny. So if I get a shiny on the left screen twice, and I don't get anything on the right screen for those two, I can basically just have the total encounters that current Switch has since the last shiny. But I've only seen it with 4 games, not with 2. So I don't know if it'll matter much. But at the same time, it will kind of at least be nice. If at some point, I don't know entirely how it works, but I think that there should be a way where I'd have to get all the stuff for it, including like a GameCube stuff. But it seems like people have found a way where you can use a GameCube and some form of a what's it called? The Game Boy Advanced or some kind of a Game Boy. I don't know if it's a specific Game Boy version at all, but there's a kind of Game Boy you can get that you can get like a controller thing for the GameCube, and you can somehow, some way hook that up to a Switch. I'd have to re-watch everything so that I can figure out what all the parts are that I need, and B, so that I can get the actual, thing. Well, sorry, so that I can figure out how everything works. Which I have a shop near where I live that I can probably find all of the parts for it. It just then would be A, funding, and B, a matter of making sure I have all the parts that I need and getting everything to work. But it would be kind of nice, even if I only have like 3 Switches. But it would be kind of nice, won't lie. Won't lie. These encounters aren't too bad. There's a chance. I don't know how late I'm gonna go. I'm going to go. I'm definitely not going any less than 100. Like, there's no way in hell I'm doing any less than 100. That's just not right. One does not simply shiny hunt, but then only take 100. Text is so slow. Again, I don't know. I feel like it was supposed to be more smooth. Maybe it's just a Switch 2 thing where it's a little more smooth or something like that. I don't know. But also, I don't have a way currently of streaming it, but I do have like an actual copy of Fire Red Leaf Green, or Fire Red specifically, that I could, if I can get like a camera or something, I can probably get that on stream. And have a third one. Oops. Aside from that, though, kind of just gonna be. I don't even know if I'd be able to do that very well, but I'm sure I could figure something. It might just be that the encounters slow down a little bit, to be honest. But if I could get a third one, or if I could get a third Switch, fuck, I keep unintentionally trying to make it. I'm gonna double check the settings after this reset and see. Also, one that a shiny hunt that I very much want to do. I don't know which one because I don't know all of the prize corner Pokemon, but I want to see if I can do a Okay. Is there a? No. Okay. Well, it's worth a shot. I figured I may as well try, but unfortunately, there isn't really... Oop. Okay, well, we got ah and ah. That was not supposed to be that. Also, I know the reason says empty, but it does technically have a thing. I'm pretty sure it's a shiny Alpha Machamp. I think if I saw that right, that wasn't shiny. It was not. Okay. Ah. It does kind of suck, though, that there's no way to reset that. I'm not gonna lie, though. It may have been a good idea to just make this an entirely new layout and leave my old one. But I feel like it won't be too hard to change the name, or to change everything back. I mean, it's not like I'm really gonna be doing too much shiny hunting in other ways aside from this for the next little while anyways, because I might, one thing I want to do, like there's a few things that I want to do this year for shiny hunting, if I can. One is I want to at least get another phase on my coughing reclaim, and I'm currently at about 10,000 encounters there. Actually, I'm almost at 11,000 actually, which kind of sucks. Oops. But it could be worse as well, I guess. And I want to finish my last Heart Gold Soul Silver hunt for the starter. Maybe get either a phase or a Mareep. And I wouldn't mind finishing my route quest for Sword. That's kind of, I guess it's like a bingo board of sorts, but it's not really. It's more just like those are the hunts that I want to do at some point this year. Whether I'll actually get them done or not is an entirely different story. Especially considering I haven't done a huge amount of shiny hunting this year. Also, I had like a sudden wave of just fear all of a sudden that I might fail a shiny, and that didn't feel great. Did not enjoy that. Realizing my water is not open. Okay. I just reset that. Oops. Oh my god, what did I just do? I think I'm at... Fuck, I have no idea what I'm at before I just spam the shit out of that. I think this is right. I might have made a little bit of a mistake. Whoops. I think that's right though. Also, I find it funny that Spotify and YouTube music and all of those have like a, I don't know if it's an AI system or what, but like a little thing that figures out, hey, you listen to this a lot, we're gonna play more of that in any and all playlists that you have. Because I was listening to Fall Out Boy today exclusively, and there's been like 3 Fall Out Boy songs that I've played today. And I mean, like, I'm not gonna complain, but oh. Okay, I really need to turn that off. I really wish I could do this with one Joy-Con. L equals A. I'll try that one. I don't think it's gonna do anything. And then I've got to save. Oops. Hang on. I gotta do the same thing for this one. And then we save. and then I can start going back to this. But at least I won't have to worry about anything stupid. That's not the right thing. Okay. Alright, I think everything's sorted now. Probably, but in theory... Oh, it says left. So what is R then? Is RB? Is that what that is? It must be. I would assume that, unless they just don't do anything, I would assume that Y and X are probably the same type of thing. Are they? Nope, they just don't do anything. Okay. At least not right now. I don't know. Maybe they do something. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. I don't think I've heard this one in a long time, if I've ever heard it at all. And everyone was like, yeah, ooh, layout, cool, and then nobody's here. I don't understand, man. It's upsetting, but it's fine. And I won't lie, I'll probably do most of this offline, but just kind of record it in case something happens. Shiny. But I don't know exactly what will happen. What was I talking about? Fuck. I don't remember what I was talking about. Anyway, not important, clearly. I also think that with the game corner hunt, you can just get through that hunt really fast, which will be kind of nice. Especially because a lot of the game corner Pokemon have really good shinies. Like I don't remember all of them, but I know there's Abra, Porygon, Dratini, maybe there's like Astley, maybe Mr. Mime's there. I don't remember all of them honestly, but I know that those ones are really good. I'm pretty sure that this Safari Zone is pretty good as well. I mean, to be fair, it's a Safari Zone. Most of them are pretty good anyway. And I don't know what. Oh, I guess, and then there's the legendary hunts too, which I mean, you know, I haven't done any 8192 legendary hunts because I haven't gotten to any of them, but I wouldn't mind doing some. I actually want to do most of them, really. Like, oh, isn't there roamers in this one too? And they fixed that, which is like a shiny hunter's paradise, because I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was apparently something in the original versions of Fire Red and Leaf Green that just were not great at all. And it made it so that the roamers didn't respawn if they used Roar, if I remember right. Which, like, that would fucking suck, especially. And I don't think it mattered either as well whether what you did, whether you reset your game or not. I could be wrong about that. Maybe resetting the game fixed it. But even still, like if you get a shiny one and it uses Roar and it's just gone forever, like, oh, that would fucking suck. Oh, I remembered another hunt. Actually, I need to finish these games for the main reason of Deoxys. Oops. Oh, there's a nickname one. Like, because the only way you could get that event before was by, a, like, limited time event. Or I guess the only way you could fully legitimately get the event to get Deoxys in Fire Red Leaf Green was through an old-ass event And, well, that event was available for like a very short time at some kind of convention or something or other like that, probably. And you definitely can't get it anymore. So, the fact that you can actually get it permanently just for having the games now until, for as long as the games in the Nintendo shop are open on the Switch, is kind of fire. And, I mean, considering we're in Gen 2 of the Switch being Switch 2, I'd assume we probably have maybe 5 years before the next system comes out. And by that point, it'll probably be a, they'll probably end up, it'll probably be the same as the 3DS, but they will eventually probably shut down the store and all of that, and online setting, or stuff, whatever the word is, which will kind of suck. But on the upside, I'll have Fire Red and Leaf Green. And I would assume, hope as well, honestly, that Ruby and Sapphire would be options as well, because, or available as well. Sorry, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, because those would be kind of nice to get. Those would be good pickups. I don't need them, but the main problems, I don't know if they'll fix it, but Emerald has a massive problem where it just doesn't really want to do its thing properly for frame generation, so that shiny hunting with resets works. Like the reset frame is always going to be the same one, no matter what you do, which kind of sucks. Aside from that, Ruby and, oh yeah, and also, I don't know if Emerald has it or not. It may not, but Ruby and Sapphire add internal batteries for their internal clock. Which kind of fucking sucks. Because it makes it very much so that you have a limited time to do all of your soft reset hunts. Which, it's not the end of the world, it's just you need to do it otherwise you either gotta get a new game or reset your save file to do it again. And both of those kind of suck as options. I mean, on the upside, I think you can technically trade before you have to even worry about that, but I don't know that one for a fact, so don't quote me on it. Either way, I'm not gonna lie, I'm half just talking out of my ass so that I'm saying something, not just sitting here in complete silence. Like, I won't lie, if I was just doing this offline, I won't be saying a goddamn word. I'd just kind of be quiet. Me here, vibing, probably watching another video or playing some other kind of game, or, just doing more Pokemon hunting. Also, you know what I just realized? I've got my Leaf Green copy with Charmander, and my Fire Red copy with Bulbasaur. Which isn't to say that they're both gonna end up with that. And I might, what I might do is I might do like a roulette, make like maybe every 100 or so resets, I move it over one. I don't know. It kind of depends, really. Like, eventually I'm gonna get all three. But for now I only have 2 Switches, so it's not gonna happen. Honestly, at some point when I have the money, I might just kind of, not wording. When I have the money, I might just get a new Switch too. Like, I was gonna wait, for some kind of a special edition. But at this point, I'm kind of wondering if I just want to get another one now, and then at some point get a final one. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm not gonna do it right now, mainly because I don't have enough money to do that. But at some point, I'm going to get a Switch 2 because I kind of need one. That was definitely pretty chill. I don't mind the sun. Honestly, I just kind of enjoy. Like, I won't lie, the 3D models aren't bad, but there's something about the sprites. I don't know if it's just like the nostalgia, even though I don't fully have nostalgia for like Fire Red and Leaf Green or anything earlier. Alright, I had to get a big sip of water because I was apparently thirsty. Anyway, what was it saying? Saying something. Shit. What I was saying. Yeah. Also, I won't lie. Oh, I was saying that I know I don't have technically have the actual nostalgia for like the older Pokemon games because I didn't actually ever play them. Because you know these ones came out the year I was born. Apparently, I didn't know that. I thought they were a little like a year or two's difference, but apparently they're the same year I was born. So I literally wouldn't have been able to play this. However, I probably would have been able to play, I might have been able to play like Diamond and Pearl, but I never got to playing Diamond and Pearl. I did get to play Black and White too. Those were my first main series Pokemon games. But I mean, like the sprites just have this feel to them, and maybe it's the odds as well. Honestly, like I think the odds as well. The fact that there's more rare, especially nowadays, when the new games literally hand you shinies. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't mind being handed shinies. It's just the memorability of getting a shiny Pokemon is generally more noticeable when you have some kind of like actual thing to connect the memory to, which with shinies in anything from really Legends Arceus onwards, I'd say you don't always get that. Like, sure, there's some, like if you do egg hunts in Scarlet and Violet, you'll have that because you have to work for your shinies that way. But for Scarlet and Violet sandwiches and for just Shiny Charm in Legends Arceus, unless you get an Alpha, Shiny Alphas are still pretty rare, and those ones you do kind of get pretty excited for. And same thing with Legends ZA. But Legends ZA especially, I'm pretty sure that you can get shinies in Legends ZA in literal seconds with the DLC and its method, which is kind of funny because the main game didn't have any methods whatsoever. And everyone was like, oh, okay, well, we gotta work extra hard in this game, finally. Or harder than the last few games. And then they released the DLC and it's just, no, you don't have to work at all. Which, either way, it is what it is. I kind of hope that Wind and Wave don't have that problem as much, but considering they just decreased the odds on Charm, increased the odds on Charm, I get the feeling they're probably not going to make it harder. And again, to be fair, shiny hunting is a much bigger thing now than it was back when, say, Fire Red and Leaf Green, or anywhere up to probably Gen 6, because shiny hunting really, really popped off in Gen 6, when all of the methods started getting added. Like, in Gen 6, you had Poke Radar, Hordes, you had, Dexnav, Friend Safari, Masuda as well, but I don't think people really super enjoy Masuda. There might be one or two other methods I'm missing, Oh, right, chain fishing as well. Like, you had so many methods, and it was super exciting and fun. And they had split the odds for those games, so instead of being 1 in 8,000, now it's only 1 in 4,000, which, again, not a bad change. I don't mind shiny hunting at charm odds. Like, that's the main thing I've done for most of my shiny hunting career is 8-1, no, sorry, 1392. No, that's not right. 1365. Um, and in the games even with methods, it wasn't too bad. You still had to spend multiple hours, sometimes multiple days worth of time hunting to get a shiny Pokemon. And it's only really now that it matters whether or not. Wait, not matters. It's only now that shinies are kind of like easy to get, I guess. Because, but again, and it's I'm kind of back and forth on it, like, which is kind of maybe obvious from the way I talk about it. I'm by no means an extremist, but I have to some extent been moving towards that like a little bit more. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna say no, you can't shiny hunt in Legends ZA with Charm and the Method, because at the end of the day, I don't find it as fun all the time. I still find it fun sometimes, but just because I don't find it fun doesn't mean that someone else isn't going to find it fun. So, I don't know. I think that is probably the best way of thinking about really just shiny hunting in general. It's yes, it's different than it was, but everyone has their own things. There's always a Pokemon game for everyone, the shiny hunting. And just because you don't like a method or the odds in a game doesn't mean you have to go tell other people not to play it. It just means that you don't have to play it, and that's totally fine. Well, I guess you can play the game, but, like, I don't know. Type of thing. I kind of lost my... Anyway. I am excited to do some of the hunts in this game, though. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it to the Safari Zone by June, unless I just lock the fuck in, and... No. Oh, I completely lost what I was talking about now. Oh, right, I was saying something about... Oh, right. I don't know if I'll be able to get all the way through to the Safari Zone by June. I mean, to some extent, this is going to be more of like a badge quest, but with 2 games, because fuck doing a badge quest in just 1 game. But just because it's a badge quest doesn't technically mean I can't stop and do other hunts. It does mean that I will kind of have to not have it count for the badge quest. Obviously, need any Safari Shinies if I even manage to catch them. And I won't lie, I would say that for this Safari Zone, if I can get there, my main target would probably be Kangaskhan, because that is one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. I don't know if I don't think there's any other Kanto or any other regions Pokemons in this in this Safari Zone. I don't think there's a second Safari Zone in this game. But aside from that, could be pretty chill, I guess. Also, one more encounter, and I'll hit 100. And I can't lie. Also, I just realized, I don't know if this is like on the actual Switch as well, or I don't know if this is just because I'm in the building, but some of the stuff is just not showing, and I don't like it. Seems off-center, and I don't like that at all. Alright, that's 100. Which, I mean, technically 50 innings, but it's just not important. See, you're supposed to be aligned in the... I don't understand this. How do I get it so that I have a counter that goes up in numbers but doesn't fucking move? I have to fix that because it's gonna annoy me. I don't fix it. Upside is it should stay centered now for the next little while, I hope. Okay. I've lost all of the words of words. Shit. I don't know what to say. Oh, right. I was thinking of doing it. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I think I'm just gonna... Maybe at some point, I'll switch it up and do different hunts. Or, like, different not hunts. Different starters. But I think that overall, I'm just mainly gonna do the one hunt. I don't know. I am gonna have to decide that. I won't lie though, I'm kind of proud of this layout. It's not perfect, but I think it's pretty good. And it definitely makes me more confident that I can actually do something like this. I'm kind of glad. Am I seeing stuff? Maybe it's just because of the lettering and stuff. Probably fine. Yeah, it's technically not perfect. Alright, anyway. Sorry. I just like half noticed that the Charizard and Venusaur aren't technically 100% centered, but I don't think it's that much of an issue. Can't remember what, if anything happens to that third starter, if it just kind of sits there for all eternity, and that's it. It's there, that's it. That would kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. Imagine, you're just like a lonely little Pokemon. You didn't ask for anything, except for a trainer, and then not even Oak is willing to take you back and help you out. You're just sitting on a table for the rest of eternity. And that is your existence. You just sit there and wait. Because I don't think you can claim that third starter in any way, shape, or form. You definitely can't swipe blues, I know that. Ah, trying to not reset. Hey. I heard somewhere that there's a way to, like, if you press B during, I keep forgetting to try it for real. Shit. But supposedly there's a way you can get it so that when it does a little, like, previously thing, it doesn't go through the full motion by pressing B. I'm gonna try it if I can. Oh, it does. Oh, okay. Noted. I can shave a few more seconds off by spamming B instead of A, and keep them on time as well. Which, realistically, does a few seconds matter? No. Individually. But, when I'm doing like 4, 8, 20,000 resets, it might make a bit of a difference. I won't lie. And I recently was re-informed that Illuminate exists in the earlier generations, so I finally put an Illuminate Pokemon in the front of my party in Fire. In Black 2, which is good because now I don't have to sit there at the Verbank complex forever and ever and ever waiting for an encounter. It's relatively quick compared to without. Still not perfect. I feel like by the maybe thousands of encounters on this, I should have a pretty good system for making sure I don't like do inputs poorly or anything like that. Yeah, it is a little faster to do that though, which is good. Complain about that. It's basically just spam B, spam A, spam B, spam A, press X, spam A again, reset. Which isn't bad. It's just a lot more actually, like, you need to pay a little bit more attention to what you're doing and where you're at, instead of the usual just wander around until you find something. Not a problem. Not really. Not in the long run. Not gonna lie, for a second I really thought that was Charmander's cry. It is not, in fact, Charmander. Bulbasaur. Oops. I can't lie. Getting somewhere encounter-wise. I don't think I'll make it to... For now, new goal. 200 encounters. Because I have no idea if I can actually make 500 encounters tonight. I might try. I don't know. We'll see. Some of my friends want to play Rivals, so I might do that later. But I'll do that in, like, if I'm gonna do that, I'll do it in an hour and a half, minimum. Maybe more. Like, they'll probably be on pretty late. Well, late for me. It's not super late for them. Time zones are a bitch. Say words more, but I can't remember words more. So here we are. Oops, got to. I don't know. I am definitely. I can definitely make 200. Maybe 300. 400's unlikely, and 500's very unlikely. But we'll see. 500 again isn't like an actual. This is 100% what I'm going for today. It's just a kind of like reference goal type of thing where maybe if I can, I get to 500. But if I can't get to 500, I can't get to 500. It is what it is. I am gonna try and stop at a nice number though. And a little bit. I'm not gonna lie though, I've had... I don't know... how many from I don't know how many of my friends are doing this hunt, but I know at least 2 of them were doing the hunt, and I know one of them somehow managed to already finish the hunt in like a day of doing it. He got extremely lucky, and my other friend I think is still doing the hunt, but I don't know for sure. I would have to ask. And I thought that Charmander was shiny. I thought I saw the yellow Charmander. I would freak out. Be so excited. It was not shiny. I'm so upset that I got baited by that. I won't lie. I know that this layout's technically only good for Fire Red Leaf Green, but I could technically repurpose it in other ways. But we'll see. Like, one thing I could do, I don't know how exactly, but I might kind of take the borders and remake them into a silver and gold one, or hard gold, soul silver type of thing at some point. Honestly, the main, like, or I guess I could do that. I don't know. It depends a little bit. Some of the stuff is dependent. But like if I just kind of tweak the layout a little bit here and there, I could technically use this kind of style with slight differences. But to this at the same time, it'd be kind of better to not do it that way and to do it completely from scratch with all of them, and just to kind of make them completely different type of. Like, maybe one thing I could try on the next one is maybe for the borders making like more dynamic shapes, because I do, to some extent, I do want to push myself with each thing. Like, I learned a little bit of stuff with this, making this one. Some of it I wasn't even able to use because when I was trying to do the metallic stuff, the video I had found only really was for text. And, well, that's not exactly text. So, I couldn't do that, so I had to kind of reverse engineer the strategy for what I was doing and do it that way. Which did work, I won't lie. It looks pretty good overall. It looks relatively goldish. Far from perfect, but it's better than nothing. And that's that. But aside from that, I would definitely like to try and make something different for the next one, whatever that might be. I have no idea what it'll end up being. Probably will be one for waves and winds. Which I have some ideas for, but I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna make it yet. I'll figure that out at some point. And I've still got lots of time. That game doesn't come out for a good while. Shit. Lost mistake I haven't made in a little bit. Oh well. Aside from that, I don't know. I am excited though for Winds and Waves. I also very much would have loved to be able to play Pokopia, but again, I don't have a Switch 2, which that's gonna be a bit of a problem. The fact that I do not have a Switch 2, because I don't think they're gonna keep making games for the Switch now. At least new games that are brand new releases. Like, I think that some of the, like, obviously Fire Red and Leaf Green, those make sense to have on both the Switch and the Switch OLED, or Switch 2, I mean. But considering how poorly Scarlet and Violet ran on the Switch 1, I don't think that Winds and Waves will run on the Switch 1, like, at all. I think it's just kind of... It would probably explode the Switch one. I'm not gonna lie. It would probably absolutely implode the Switch one and just not be great. I don't know that for a fact, obviously, but that's just kind of my guess. And also, I won't lie. I don't know what happened, but like, the sprites for the shiny starters in this game look so freaking vibrant. That I'm confused as to what happened in the later games as to why the 3D models look so much more pale. Like, shiny Bulbasaur used to be like a lime green on its body. And now it's just kind of like a dark green, and it's kind of muted. Like, overall, I guess most of the tones have gotten kind of muted. Some of them I think they have fixed a little bit and made them a little bit better. But they're not the same. And I don't know why. Now, to be fair, Pikachu in this game, that one's not great. It honestly kind of looks worse than some of the other games. Like, I was looking through the sprites to get the sprite, and Pikachu has seen better days in terms of shiny. And some of the shinies still look good in the 3D models, but some of them are just worse, and I don't know why. And I mean, they finally fixed Gengar because they kind of... Like, Gengar's regular sprite actually was the one that was muted, more so than the shiny one. And they kind of fixed that now, which is good. I can't complain about that. But... for the longest time, Gengar shiny kind of sucked because of that. I think there's a number of other ones that have had better shinies in the sprite form, which is another reason I think a lot of people like the sprites better. It's just a lot of the colors in these games are to some extent more vibrant, and I don't know, I'm just realizing this now, but one of my games seems a lot brighter than the other. I don't know why. It might just be OLED versus base switch, or it could be maybe even fire red versus leaf green, which would be weird if it was a difference of version. I think it's probably more likely it's just the Switch version. I don't know for a fact, just a guess, but what I'm thinking. And also, I think as far as I know, the reason the like game card slot thing works now, or is a thing now, is, or the virtual game cards, I guess, is to stop save files from being stuck on a game permanently. And I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of nice. Because before, it was not that. It was very much so the opposite, where, you know, you're just kind of stuck with, whatever the hell I was talking about, instead of what it is now, or whatever. I fucking lost a train of thought. Whoops. Anyway, clearly it wasn't important. Wait, did I just... I already did that. Fuck.
I am apparently not awake.
Which makes sense, because tired. Either way, see how things go. I'm excited to see what Winds and Waves is going to look like overall as well. I feel like it should be pretty interesting, honestly. And yeah, one thing I'm trying to figure out too is how to work things with Twitch, and I don't know what I'm saying. Never mind, not important. I don't know why, but I feel like with this layout, the border around the left screen seems fine, but something seems off with the border on the right. I don't know what it is, but someone feels off. Anyway, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway. Thinking? 300. Thinking 300. 300 seems doable. Doesn't feel like this is I'm doing too bad time-wise either. Like, I think I've managed to get through the 60 in about 15, 20 minutes, maybe? I could be wrong. Oops. Yeah. Hang on. Catch up, please. There we go. Also not sure where exactly the frames for the shiny starters stop. There's a way I could tell. And I'm not gonna do the method. Like, there's obviously a method. This is a thing. Like, again, I'm not gonna say you can't do it. But there's this new shiny, or well, it's not really new. There's this thing you can do with shiny Pokemon, or to get them a little more easily, where you just kind of use a tool, I guess. I don't know exactly what it'd be, to detect a shiny frame based on your ID and secret ID, and you can frame perfectly, input things at perfect times, and you will get a shiny Pokemon within 50 encounters, I think is what it was, or something like that, just so you can get the timings right. Or, I guess, really, how many attempts it takes you to get the timing right. Which is a lot easier than, you know, randomly hoping you're the timing right. But I mean, still, I feel like it's kind of cheating to some extent. It just doesn't feel right to me. Again, I'm not gonna tell people that do it, don't do that. It's not allowed. Because there's nothing really saying you can't do it. It just doesn't feel as rewarding to me to do something like, especially like, maybe in newer games where the odds are like 1 in 3, sure, whatever. It's not like it really matters then. But for these games, I feel like the putting in the time to make a shiny special is, well, just that. It's what makes the shiny special. It's kind of the whole point of shiny hitting. And again, that doesn't appeal to everyone, especially with these odds. I'm actually surprised that my one friend's even doing this hunt. I don't know if he's going to do it all the way through, even if it takes him 10, 20, 30,000 encounters. But he has slowly over time evolved to become a bit more of a shiny hunter. And I am kind of proud of him for that, because, you know, it's definitely not for everyone, and I think it comes in waves for him, and it does for me as well, honestly. I don't know if, I honestly have no idea how people can, like, I'm not saying anything against people, but like, I have no idea how the hell people are able to sit in front of a Pokemon game every day and just shiny hunt. Like, I love Pokemon, and I love shiny hunting, but I can't do it. I have to take a break from playing specific games after a while and switch it up a little bit. Because otherwise I just get burnt out, like, instantly. And it's becomes unfun for me. Again, kudos to anyone that can do it, but, like, I am mind-boggled by it. It's very insane to me. And if I could get to the point where I could do it every day, maybe it would be a different story. And I mean, at the same time, then it does, like, I wonder if part of it is literally just, to them it's a job, so they kind of, to some extent, have to do it. Like, I mean, obviously, one thing too, this is one thing one of my first streamers told me, is, you have to change up the game that you're playing every once in a while, otherwise you will burn out. Which is true. But again, I still feel like just doing one game series would kind of drive me up the wall. Which reminds me, I think at some point, I have a few games that some of my friends wanted me to play. Or, well, that I guess technically the chat recommended because, you know, they are friends, yes. And they're in the Discord. But, this is a public Discord, but, you know, maybe one day it'll be an actual, like, living server. For now, it's just a thing that exists so that I can kind of, I guess, practice being a Discord stream server type of thing, I guess, is kind of the idea of it right now. But, I mean, I definitely think that playing some of those games would be a good idea, because some of them I have heard of, and I do want to play them, and other ones just kind of sound like they might be enjoyable. I don't know, we'll see. I keep wanting to say something about when I may or may not get the shiny, and I have a feeling that like every time I say something like that, it just comes true, and is generally in the bad way, where I'm like, I feel like this hunt's going to go over odds. And that happened with my hunt for pretty much all 3 of my starters. I think, actually no, it happened for my original starter hunt in Heart Gold. I think it's happened twice for my coughing hunt, which is ironic that I started coughing there. Weird. And I think it's happened one. Can you reset, please? Jesus. I think it's happened one other time too, but I can't remember when that might have been. Did that a little early. Let's do this. Aha! No, I don't accidentally double count it. Oh, we're good. Still nothing. Okay, what we at? Yeah, I think 300 is doable. Okay, so it seems like as well with the previously screen, you need to just press B. If you spam it, it seems to not work properly, and it'll just go through all the motions. But if you just press B, it will do what it's supposed to. Good. Learning. And to some extent, sharing info. Never mind, I can't spam it. Kind of. I don't know. There's been a few times where it seems like it hasn't done its thing properly. Maybe I should press the wrong button. I don't know. Shit. I was the wrong button. Speaking of... I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what the buttons for the bag were. Was it like... What were the buttons to... I guess it was the pause menu. Was it like start and select? Right? Yeah, it was only BA start and select, so it's gotta be that. I would assume that's what it was. That would make the most sense. Which, I mean, that kind of makes sense because I don't know what you press start for in games, I'm not gonna lie. But it kind of makes sense because originally, basically, all the reset was on it the Game Boy Advance was you press A, B, start, and select, which is basically the same thing here. It's just the start and select have been renamed to X and Y. So, you know, that's kind of a thing. Also, you know, one thing I'm just realizing now is, like, I'm curious as to why. I guess Nintendo was probably the original one, but maybe not. I know Nintendo probably would have been one of the first ones to do A and B, as well as probably maybe Sega, and I don't know what other ones would have had controllers as opposed to joysticks originally. But I wonder what made them choose A and B, and I wonder what made either Nintendo or Sega or Xbox or someone else choose X and Y for the other ones. And then I also wonder why PlayStation decided to go with circles, triangle, square, and X for their buttons. The X is a weird one, by the way. Like, all of the other ones are shapes. Why is the X there? The X does not make sense for that game at all. But you know what? It is what it is. I don't think that this one was supposed to be in this playlist. I thought the Bulbasaur was shiny this time. God damn it. Won't lie though. This background, I quite like it. Kind of it suits. And I like that. I'm gonna do more of these. I won't lie, I do kind of wonder if I could have done something better with the middle. It's not literally just like a massive wall. Like, I feel like I could have made it soft. I don't know how, but I feel like it could have been a little bit lighter in the middle of a transition. I don't know. I won't lie. Because of the fact that you press X, B, Y, and A all at the same time to reset, I've heard some people saying to make sure you save the game a lot, which is fair. And I mean, even if there wasn't a system like that in place to reset the game, or soft reset the game, saving occasionally is a good idea, or fairly often, I guess, is a good idea, because, you know, you don't really want to lose the Pokemon, because that kind of sucks. But at the same time, I feel like the chances of you somehow managing to unintentionally hit all 4 buttons at the same time are pretty slim. Like, maybe I'm wrong. And I'll find out as I play this game, probably, whether it is true or not as to how common or uncommon it is to do that. But I feel like it shouldn't be too common. Like, every time, I've only unintentionally done it once so far. And it was literally just because I decided to, with 2 Joy-Cons in my hand, pick up my water bottle and try and hold my water bottle like that. Which, like, not the greatest idea, but still. Either way. And it's not entirely impossible to do that without hitting the buttons. It's just I made a dumb last time. Because this did it now, and it was fine. So, I don't know. I wonder if there's another way you can soft reset this too. I don't think there would be. Wouldn't entirely make sense. it's definitely not weird too that actually I guess the plus and minus still count as start and select because that's technically what those buttons are. That one actually did that the wrong way for once. Ain't that a bitch? Also, that's new. Usually it's the other way around. Oops. Me realizing I forgot I am in my arena thing in another game. It's not really that important. Why does it say? I don't know. Whatever. Not gonna lie. I thought that was the Guns N' Roses song for a second. It is not the Guns N' Roses song. I don't remember I don't remember which one it was that I was thinking of, but there was a song that I was thinking of, and it is not that one. Okay. Let the auto battle do its thing for the other game, because it's literally not important at all. I just need to do 2 or 3 arena battles so I can get my crystals for the day, which the game I'm talking about I've streamed once. It's called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's kind of fun, but also extremely boring most of the time. But it's Star Wars, and it's literally the only current live service Star Wars game in existence, which is so fucking sad that it's a mobile game that is the successful one. And it's also an EA game, which, you know, kind of But on top of that, you know, it's also EA was the company that did Battlefront and Battlefront 2, the remakes. So, and those got shut down somehow, but this one didn't, which doesn't make any fucking sense, or at least live service wise. And you know, I don't understand it, but whatever. It is what it is, I guess. It's a Star Wars game though, so I'll take it, I guess. It does kind of suck that it's the only one though. And I really hope that we get like a new Battlefront game. Hopefully, maybe. Well, I mean, honestly, if EA can knock it out of the park, sure. EA make a new Star Wars Battlefront, but it doesn't seem like they have any interest whatsoever in making a new one. So hopefully someone else has scooped up that idea. I don't care if it's called Battlefront or something entirely different, but like a bigger scale version of Battlefront in terms of just more content, more so than players. Like the size of the battle in Battlefront 2 was good. It just needed more characters because there's so many characters in Star Wars that you could have in a game. But unfortunately, we just kind of didn't really get a lot of them. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Also, like, there's 4 or 5 parts of Star Wars, too, so... Actually, there is, like, 5 parts of Star Wars. There's... well, 6, really. There's Old Republic, High Republic, which... New Republic, which is the, like, Legends versions. There's 2 Legends versions, I guess, of Old Republic and New Republic or something like that, I think is what the future one is called. With all of Luke's kids and all that jazz. And then there's also the... obviously... Old Republic, which, well, self-explanatory, it's the Republic 1,000 years and more ago, which was beautiful and had really great stories and characters, and then Disney came along and was like, haha, no. And to be fair, some parts of the lore are still canon, but the way that they are canon is kind of up for grabs, I guess. Which does kind of fucking suck. Not gonna lie. But there's not really much we can do about it. And even with the 3 eras that it had, like I know the sequels didn't really have a huge amount of content, at least especially in terms of more so content that people are interested in, but there's still a good amount. And even then, if you exclude that trilogy, the original trilogy and the prequels have an insane number of characters that you could add, and we only got a fraction of them, which really fucking sucks. But unfortunately, Battlefront's closed, not available to play anymore. That there is nothing else to it. I think I'm gonna call it a 300 though. I feel like that'd be pretty good. Good first day. I'm not entirely awake right now. But overall, you know, 300 encounters won't be bad. It'll be a good start. I don't know if I'll stream again tomorrow, or if I do, I probably won't stream this again, just because, you know, I want to do a little bit more variety. I want to at some point soon do the DLC for Legends ZA, because that's a little bit behind, and I want to play. I want to at least start maybe more so one of the one of the games that was recommended. I think I might do Resident Evil. I've been wanting to play Resident Evil for a while. I'm gonna take it up with Ginger, who recommended that, as to which one I should play first. Because personally, I kind of want to play them in order. Just mainly for the sake of, to me, it makes sense to play games in order if the story is coherent. Like Pokemon games, you don't really need to play them in order. They don't, aside from the fact that they're in the same world and some of the characters from older games will return or be referenced in other regions and games, don't really need to play the Pokemon games in order. And even then, the way I do it is I need to shiny hunt a full team at least in every one of the old games, and probably the new games is now as well, just to be able to finish the games. So by the time I finish a shiny hunt, I've already kind of forgotten most of the story that happened. And, like, to me, just playing the story kind of isn't as enjoyable. Which sucks to say a little bit. But either way, I don't know. It is what it is. But you know, for like something like Resident Evil, I feel like playing the games in order makes more sense. And even then, I don't really need to. Like, I think most games will give you like a, hey, here's what's going on. You haven't played the other games. So they can kind of stand on their own. But some of them, it definitely makes more sense to play the other ones as well. And also, I've realized just now, I can't stream it because I don't have a PlayStation in my room. Maybe one day. But I want to play Ghost of Yotoi at some point. That'd be a fun one. Because Ghost of Tsushima was like one of the best games I've played. And I never finished my, I don't know if it was New Game Plus. I think it was a New Game Plus. Never finished the New Game Plus. But I 100% in the main game. I know that. I think I may have 100% of the DLC as well, at least in terms of achievements. Technically, I didn't 100% it because I don't think I did literally everything in the game. It's just the way it works. But either way, you know, it's kind of just that, I guess. I'm falling asleep, but it's not great. I can make it. I'm gonna make 300. That's my goal. My idea is what I'm going to do. You know what? I could. Hang on. I have an idea. I think I just gonna do like a half scoop of G Fuel in my big shaker. We should be set. So after this reset, I'm gonna do that. Oops. Anyway. Okay. Returning momentarily. Probably at some point. You know, something like that. I'll be right back. Whoa. have returned with slightly flavored water. Woohoo! Alright. Back to the grind. For the last little bit of encounters, which say last little bit as if it's really not. When it's really not the last little bit. It's kind of close, though. There's still a good amount, though, overall, which I'll make it. Probably. Hopefully. Either way, lost ideas for things to talk about, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised I've managed to yap as much as I have, though. I don't know if it's just because of the way that Rivals works, but which has been the main thing I've been streaming as of late, I guess. But I have not. I find that I don't chat as much when I'm playing that, which it kind of makes sense. Like I don't even really commentate. Well, commentate's maybe not the right word, but I don't really do much when I'm doing that, which kind of annoys me. Important. I was thinking of things because the frame was weird on the Charmander. I was realizing it was way closer to the edge of the white than the other one was. Stop doing that. Just reset. See, I've had more trouble with trying to get all of the buttons pressed than I've had with actually having to have the not pressing the buttons. But to be fair, I've been mainly trying to press them. So I guess I'll find out how hard it is to not press the button when I'm pressing the button. Not trying not to press the... I don't know. Whatever. It's not working. I am compute failing, I think. A little bit. Which is exactly what the G Fuel is for. Not that it's a lot, because I don't really feel like staying up till 3 a.m. But if I stay up till 3 a.m., I stay up till 3 a.m., I guess. I don't know. It's the weekend. It don't matter that much. I go to take a sip, and it makes literally everything that much harder to press buttons. At least on 2 controllers. Really look into this controller stuff. It seems expensive. And like a lot of work to set up just to hopefully get something working. And you know, getting something to hopefully work seems annoying. Can't lie. I'm also curious as to whether my friends that did this, I know one of them definitely only solo hunted, but the one that got it, I wonder if I can't remember if he has 2 switches at all. But I wonder if he double hunted or not. I don't think he has. Could be wrong. I really, really don't remember. I think he does. I'm half curious as well as to how long these resets are. But, I mean, I guess I could technically do some math. Because I've probably been doing this, what, for maybe an hour and a half now, but based on the stream timer? Something like that. Just maybe a little less. And I managed to get 250. So we'll say I'll probably by around 2 hours ish have 300 encounters. So I would have to take 60 times 3 and divide that by 300, right? Would that give me encounters per hour? No, per hour, per hour. I need to take 300 and divide it by 60, which I don't think gives a perfect... Oh, wait. No, does it? It does. Yeah, I think that would be... 50 encounters an hour? No. Is it 100? I'm half curious on the math now. Okay. Wait, no, what would the math... I don't even know how the math would be to do for... How you do the math for that. Would it be... total time? Would it just be... I think I just did the increase for that. I'd have to look up the math for it. Or just look up how many encounters an hour you can get in Fire Red Leaf Green starter hunts. It's definitely pretty good. But it's hard to say exactly how much it would be overall. I think it's about 100. Well, no, because... it might be like 150 an hour. At 2 games, which technically means each game would be getting 75 an hour. So if I were to have 4 games, that would add another 300, which would be 600 an hour, which seems right for most starter hunts, I think, in these games. Aside from the exception of Heart Gold Soul Silver, because you can see starters instantly. But I remember, what are the other ones work? Ruby and Sapphire is in the counter. I think this is one of the few rare ones where you have to actually check the summary screen. I think I might have added 2 there. Yeah, I definitely added 2 there. Hang on. That's not right. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's right. Aside from that... Fuck. Oops. I thought that was the other thing. My bad. Oh, you know what I just realized? Hold on. I haven't seen Bob. Bob's gonna lose his watch streak. Well, that's unfortunate. Now we're... assuming you can reset them. 264. 6, I mean. Okay. You know, I might even honestly kind of technically be able to get there before 2 hours. So, and that's just doing 2 hours. Like... Sorry, wait, no, it'd be 300 encounters an hour, not... That's 2 hours. Anyway. Fuck. Doing the wrong one now. I keep sidetracking myself and confusing myself. Okay, now we're back on track. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Close. Again, to be fair, this is a bit of a short stream, which kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, it's not as exciting, and literally no one is here, so it's me talking to the void, which isn't bad. I can do it, but it's also not as entertaining to me. And a little demoralizing to some extent. But it is what it is. You just gotta keep going. Maybe, hopefully, one day you find someone on Twitch that's willing to hang out fairly often, if not every time. And then you become good friends. And that'd be a cool thing. I don't know if it'll happen, but well, I mean, technically, I guess it has to some extent. I've hung out with Bob a fair amount. I might message Bob and be like, hey, you're gonna lose your watch streak, because he actually has one of those. I don't think anyone else does. I think he's literally the only. I don't remember this one. I am curious as to how far I'm gonna need to go for this one. It will be interesting to see for sure. I don't think I fully checked that one all that well, but I'm 99% sure that they weren't shiny. That's actually one thing that would be nice, is the downside to doing shiny hunting without anyone else there is you can fail a shiny without anyone ever knowing. Though at the same time, I guess an upside to shiny hunting alone is you can fail a shiny and no one will ever know. But an upside to streaming is it's less likely you fail a shiny because you got other people there to kind of be like, hey, there's a shiny there. But I mean, again, that goes both ways. There's also the instance where, hey, you missed a shiny, and then you go, what? Show me proof. Oh no, I failed a shiny. Well, can't hide that one. That's pretty clear as daylight that I failed a shiny, so. Which does kind of suck, but I feel like I'd to some extent rather know than not know. But at the same time, sometimes not knowing when you failed a shiny is also not bad. I don't know. It's a sticky situation, I guess, to some extent. I do think I need to check them all the encounters just a little bit better, because I'm just kind of like spamming through that a little too fast for it to be likely for me to notice a shiny. Oh yeah, also there's a new Marvel Rivals drops. I need to farm those if I can at some point tomorrow, probably, because I don't think there'd be any streams right now for the championship. Maybe there is. Probably not, though. Not shiny. Actually check this time. Because, you know, be good. But yeah, no, like, I'm looking at the shiny sprites on the bottom of the screen there, and man, It just looks so good in this game. And I mean, to be fair, Heart Gold Soul Silver sprites also look really good for the shinies. And I really am glad that I have 2 Chikorita, or Cyndaquil. God, that took me 3 tries. That should not take me 3 tries. I'm kind of glad that I have two. God. Apparently I can't word. Fuck. I give up. 2 of the fire type starter in a Heart Gold Soul Silver. Because even though one of them is technically a dupe, it still looks damn good. And we got an Ah. Technically has Ah. One day I'm gonna have one unintentionally named A, as in like Ah. Then I'll get one named Ah, and then I'll get one named Ah. And it'll be so ironic and kind of funny. Actually, the only one I haven't seen so far is Ah. Because I've seen Ah and Ah. But, you know, also that meme is so old and so stupid, but so funny somehow. And I don't understand how it's funny. It shouldn't. It has no right being as funny as it is. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's not really that funny. But I find it pretty funny. We're almost there. I'm making it. We're making 300, baby. It's gonna happen. But I think that will be it for tonight. Whenever I shiny hunt again, it might be further along in the hunt, but whenever I hunt this live again, I will try to do it for a little longer and hopefully not be, you know, kind of feeling tired, I guess. Either way. Playing a lot of Quick to Soul now. I kind of find it annoying when it does that. I won't lie, but it is what it is. But I won't lie, like with these soft reset hunts, I feel like you have to be really, really careful that you don't unintentionally reset on the starter, because it would be so easy. Like, unlike some of the other ones, where, yeah, you have the slight extra reactionary gap where you have to press different buttons sometimes for some of them. Like, more so, I guess, on these ones. I feel like at the same time, maybe it's not really different for any of them, actually. I feel like you can still get through them pretty quick, and if you're not being careful enough, you will end up resetting one. And again, that failing shinies, especially at these odds, oh, not fun. Very, very not fun. I'm still dreading that coughing that I failed. And it probably will be a bane of my existence until I, you know, eventually cease. But that's not for a long time, I hope. One thing I've learned at one point in time, and sometimes forget, but usually remember, is the fact that when you're doing the hunts, you always, or more so, reset hunts. Okay. You always give a little gap to look at the Pokemon before you reset, because then you're less likely to be stupid and hit the reset button. Not entirely likely that you fail the shiny either way, but it's more likely when you do the stupid. Anyway, final encounter for the night, because, you know, encounters are a thing. And blue, and the final check is not shiny, probably. Yeah, I figured. Alright, well, I don't think that there will.
Anyway,